Now.
Now?
Yeah. Put your hand on my shoulder. Go ahead. Now get up there fast before it falls.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
All right, go.
I'm gonna go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not Mr. Belden. This is not Don Thompson. A nice welcome here for the internationally known Valenti brothers. Here they are. Come on, Scott. I'm still a little scared. All right, now come on. That's it. That's it. Not so fast. Okay, give me the hand. I got one. All right, hey, I'm getting old. Beautiful.
That's not in the act.
I want to thank you boys for one of the finest consequences we've had in a long time. Didn't you enjoy meeting the Valentis? Thank you very much. All right, Bernie. Charlie Lyon, what do we have for Bernie here?
These two pair of Hager Imperials with ingenious new shape-o-matic waistband for more comfort, trimmer appearance. Hager slacks just fit better naturally.
And I want to thank you, Bernie, for being on our show. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take your unicycle with you. Next, we'll be reuniting a mother and son in a most interesting way. You'll see how after this message. We had flown from Heron Lake, Minnesota to be on our show. A nice welcome, please, for Mrs. Jack Cook. Here she is. You've become a real actress. You even walk the way you're supposed. Before I even talk with her, I want to assure you that they're not dressing this way in Minnesota now. Let's take a quick shot of Mrs. Cook over here. This is the way Mrs. Cook really looks. We took this with a Polaroid before the show, and this is how she looked when she arrived. By plane from Heron Lake. There she is. Now, that's what she really looks like. But we dressed her like this for a consequence. Now, Mrs. Cook, we brought you out here to surprise your son, and he's in the Army?
That's right.
And where's he stationed?
He is stationed at Fort MacArthur, San Pedro, California.
You don't have to go into your act yet. You can talk in your natural voice. That's her Maharani of Rangapur voice she's using now. Now, come over here by me. I don't want you to get out of that light. Stay over here. Maharani, how long has he been in the Army?
A year and a half.
And we had her flown out here to surprise him. And with the cooperation of the United States Army, her son was up there in the audience. He was led in by the sergeant, so he couldn't resist. He's off stage now. Shortly, he's coming on with another gentleman as contestants. And I'm going to tell them that I happen to have found a guest in the audience who is a mind reader. Now, the other gentleman from the audience has been told that no matter what she tells him about himself, he should agree that it's absolutely right. Now, of course, whatever the son asks her about himself, she'll know the answer. And we want to see how long it takes her son to realize that this is his own mother disguised as the Maharani in the audience. Now, Mrs. Cook, Ed will take you up to a seat we have for you up there. Look at that shuffle. I tell you, when she went native, she really did it, didn't she? We'll just give her a moment to get up there and be seated, dresser, and then we'll be ready for the next two contestants here. That's fine. That's where she'll be. All right, let's have our next two contestants out here, if we please, may Dresser Dahlstead. We have a gentleman from the audience, two of them. One young soldier and a gentleman in civilian dress. Will you come right over here on my right, please, both of you? And why don't you right here beside me? Tell me your name.
Joe Cook.
And Joe, how long have you been in the Army?
15 months.
And what's your rate?
What do you mean rate, sir?
Well, are you a general or are you a private?
I'm a specialist, 4th class.
Don't they call it rate? They called it rate in the Navy.
Rank.
Rank?
Right.
Well, they only called it rank for officers in the Navy.
Well, I'm a specialist, 4th class.
I don't want to argue with you, Joe. What do you specialize in?
I'm a fire distribution operator.
Fine. Pleasure to have you on Truth or Consequences, Joe Cook.
Pleasure being here.
Is that right?
Right.
Joe Cook. Hmm? And your name, sir?
Parker Davis, Bud.
And Bud. Bob. You've been watching To Tell the Truth. I'm not Bud Collier, Jack Bailey, or Art Linkletter.
Bud, Bob, it's all there.
It's all there, yeah. Parker, you told me in the audience that you're in civil service?
Correct.
What do you do?
Federal Civil Service with the Air Force, Bob.
All right, well, now, gentlemen, actually, I had something else planned when I selected you from the audience. But we have a guest in our audience, I've discovered, who is a mind reader. She is a Maharani of Rangapur. Now, what I want you to do is think up some personal questions about yourself that you might ask her. And we'll see how well she reads minds, because she's going to read your minds for the answers. Do you understand, Mr. Parker?
Absolutely.
Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so take a moment to think up some things about yourself. We'll be delving into the secrets of mysticism following this message of interest. Where do you get that bud? My God. I know Jack and I know his wife, and they're both very fine people. We're still talking about MCs here. And I was mentioning Jack Bailey. The reason he called me Bud, he knew Bud Harper, and Bud Harper's an old school chum. He looked exactly like me. Where's Bud Harper now?
He's in Dayton, Ohio, I believe.
You're from Dayton yourself.
Correct.
Well, it's nice to have you with us, Mr. Davis. Now, let's begin with you, young fella. Ed, would you have the Maharani just stand up there, please, and address anything you wish about yourself to her? Something, any question you want to ask her. Something only you know the answer to.
How old am I?
How old is he?
Let me see. You are 21 years old.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, how about that?
Where was I born?
What, where, or
Where?
where, in what state?
What town in what state?
Oh, you really want to make this
We'll make it real.
All right. In what town, in what state was this young man born, Maharani?
You were born in the state of Minnesota.
Is that right?
You got my mother up there.
I'll tell you what, he got that so fast that the only thing left for me to do is just stay here with Mr. Davis. We're going to talk about Bud Harper for a little bit now.
Hey,
Come on
Bob.
down here, Joe, and bring your mother with you.
Bob, Mrs. Cook says that wasn't fair.
That wasn't fair. Joe, if you knew how hard she's worked on that miserable voice, you know. Come on out here. What? And she's learned to shuffle around here and turn around so they can see you there at home. And you got it just like that. But I'm awfully proud of you to spot her so fast. And obviously you're kind of happy we had her out here for you, aren't you? They're ignoring me. What difference it make, you know? You are kind of happy.
I sure am.
Yes. And look what you've done here, Maharani. You have badness all over his face here. Why don't you take him off and tell him the whole story and how much the Army has cooperated in everything? Will you please? Right over here. Here you go, Maharani. Here you go, Mr. Cook. Right off here. Absolutely. No, you stay here with me. We have a nice gift for you, and backstage, Bud Harper is going to tell you what it is.
It's a $50 gift certificate from Spiegel, a famous Chicago mail-order house. The great Spiegel catalog contains over 40,000 items. Spiegel, Chicago, Illinois.
And thank you, Parker Davis, for being on the show. Goodbye now. Some of the prizes on Truth or Consequences will be delivered by Global Van Lines. Global is the smarter, faster way to move your belongings. Special care at no extra cost via Global Special Delivery Moving. We'll be back with more Truth or Consequences following these few words.